Hello, my friend. It's 21 Days of Beauty at Ulta time, and I started going through these things, and oh man, there are some interesting things here. I actually had a lot of fun researching these ingredients because it was like every time I fell down one of these ingredient rabbit holes, I was like, what? Like, what is even happening? So I'm so excited to share my thoughts and what I found out about the products that are on sale for 21 Days of Beauty. I got a video for you. If that sounds interesting, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Okay, so first I have to apologize to you because this is only going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week because I've got a lot of products to share with you just from those 3 days. I didn't prepare ahead of time like I've done other times where I start this way earlier, like right when it's announced. I started it late because I didn't realize it was coming, so I messed up there. But the plan is to try to have another 21 Days of Beauty video for you on Saturday that'll carry on for like a whole 7 days. That's the plan. So it's coming, but I've got some really crazy things to share with you. And that's what I love about these kinds of videos. Is it gives me an opportunity to learn about new ingredients that not new, but ingredients that I've never researched before that I can share with you because there's some stuff happening. But before we get started, I do want to make my disclaimer that I am not an esthetician. I am not a dermatologist. I am a skincare and makeup ingredient enthusiast. I love to learn about ingredients. So if you love something and you just dig in and you learn everything you can about it, that's kind of the way I am with ingredients, but I am not professionally trained in this area. I will link some great skincare professionals down below in the video description. So if you are curious to hear other people's thoughts, I will link some of them down below. There's also going to be some resources that I've used for this video down in the description box down below. I'm just going to throw out a couple of terms I'm going to be using a lot. The first one is antioxidants. Antioxidants are great ingredients for anti-aging. They might help the skin fight environmental stressors. So that's kind of the short of what antioxidants do. So we won't really want to see a lot of antioxidants in skincare. They're really great for our skin. The other one is humectant. So the concept is that the humectant holds on to moisture and pulls it into your skin. Some humectants work better at pulling it into deeper layers than other humectants, but just think of it as a good water binding moisturizing ingredient. So if you have dehydrated skin, this is going to be an ingredient you're going to look for in skincare. So I want you to take a second, speaking of that, and really think about like what your skincare needs are, what your makeup needs are. This is mostly skincare that they've put in this, but what are your individual needs so that when I get into these, you can kind of decide whether they're right for you or not. So think about that for a second. All right, did you think about that for a second? Okay, let's move on. Let's go on to the first item on Wednesday the 18th. Okay, so on Wednesday the 18th, we have the Estee Lauder Day Wear Multi-Protection Antioxidant 24-Hour Moisture Cream Broad Spectrum SPF 15. Long name. It is, the regular price is $34. It's on sale for $17, but is it even worth that $17 price point? There is avobenzone in here and octisalate, which are the UVA and UVB protectors. So this is going to give you SPF 15, which is not a great sunscreen. From what I've seen, most dermatologists recommend 30 SPF to 50 SPF, and then beyond that is kind of unnecessary. I do have a full video on sunscreens I can link down below that gives you more information about all of that. So what is in this? What is this stuff that is this multi-protection antioxidant 24-hour moisture? What is this? So we've got water and then dimethicone, which is a silicone. It's gonna hold all of the moisture in your skin. It's an occlusive. There's a sunscreen assisting ingredient, and then we have a humectant and a penetration enhancer. I had so many people laughing about penetration enhancer in the last one. Get your minds out of the gutter, okay? Penetrating the skin, all right? Then we have another sunscreen assisting ingredient. We have a castor oil derived moisturizer. We have a stabilizing ingredient, another stabilizing ingredient, a pH adjuster, another moisturizer. I mean, really, we don't have anything really magical in the first 10 ingredients here. Eventually, we get to guava fruit extract and gentian root extract, which are both antioxidants. Fabulous. And then we have something called Japanese knotweed, which is another antioxidant. It's a source of trans resveratrol, if you've ever heard of that. Other ingredients of note, especially if you have restrictions in what you use in your skincare. This is not a gluten-free product. There are people that are so sensitive to gluten that they can't even have it in their skincare. This is something you definitely don't want. And this is the ingredient that I fell down a little bit of rabbit hole here. Artemia extract. I was like, Artemia extract. I wonder what that is. It's sea monkey extract. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It comes from sea monkeys. If you ever grew little sea monkeys as a child, Estee Lauder has murdered them and put them in their face cream. I'm very sorry to say your childhood has now been just crushed. They're technically brine shrimp, but they're more related to triops than they are shrimp. But they're these little things and you can put them in water and then you like birth these little, I don't know. The reason why they're in skincare is it's supposed to enhance the effectiveness of the anti-aging ingredients. That's the theory behind it, why it's there. But yeah, there's dead sea monkeys in this, so definitely not vegan. There's lemon fruit extract, which can be harsh on the skin. It's considered by a lot of people to be a fragrance ingredient. Of course, there are some antioxidants because it is a citrusy kind of thing, but a lot of sources that I've read say that the possible sensitizing effects of lemon fruit extract kind of cancel out any benefits you may get from that product. And there is also fragrance in this product. So here's my verdict on this. It does have a low level of sunscreen. I think we can do better on a sunscreen product. It may have some antioxidant and moisturizing properties, but nothing that's making me go, wow. There's really not enough punch in this product and there's fragrance in it. So not gonna recommend this one. The second product we're going to talk about is from my least favorite skincare brand. Well, maybe not my least favorite, but it's definitely up there, Juice Beauty. This is the Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Booster Serum. It's $40, regular price is $80. So the big marketing on this is the plant stem cells. They say it comes from apple buds, grape buds, and lemon leaf. But there really isn't a whole lot of research saying that plant stem cells can do their magic in human skin cells, because plant stem cells do their magic in plant cells. And if you go back to whenever you took biology and you learned the difference between a plant cell and an animal cell, they are quite different. It is called Juice Beauty. So of course, the major ingredients in this are juice. You're putting number one, apple juice on your face. Apple juice is actually a really good ingredient for your skin, believe it or not. There's not a ton of research on topical application, but it could be a good antioxidant for you. Next is white grape juice. I couldn't find any good science behind putting white grape juice on your face. Maybe more antioxidants because we know about grapes and wine. Maybe we can push it that way. I don't know. I couldn't find anything to back that up. And then we go into that lemon juice that we just talked about a little while ago. It might brighten the skin a bit. It might be an antioxidant, but it is so incredibly acidic that it could be skin sensitizing, and also it could cause photosensitivity. So that's not good. And that's the third ingredient in this. So that's not good. Put it in your water. Don't put it in your skincare. 4 is aloe juice, which is a great skin soothing ingredient, and then glycerin, which is a humectant. And then it gets the xanthan gum. So we're probably at our 1% mark. And one thing I forgot to mention is that once we get to the 1% mark, meaning that the ingredient is less than 1% of the entire product, then the manufacturer can put it in any order in the ingredient list. Before that, it has to be in order from greatest concentration to least concentration. So chances are we're at that 1% mark now. So not very impressive, especially at an $80 price point, even at a $40 price point. Like, this is insane. Like, you're paying $40 for apple juice on your face. Like,
She lets me play with all of her makeup.
Mott's for Tots. That's love too.
Other ingredients to note, ethahexyl palmitate is a palm oil derivative, so if you don't use palm oil for environmental reasons, that's in here. Mandarin oil, same problem as the lemon juice in that it's acidic and it could be sensitizing to the skin. Lemongrass oil is by many considered a fragrance. Again, could sensitize your skin. Camphor, you may feel a little bit of a cooling effect on your skin. This is a terrible ingredient to see in skincare, so it could cause skin sensitivity, just not good. And as usual, I can't recommend a Juice Beauty product. It's not good. There may be some antioxidant benefit to it, but it's extremely overpriced. It could sensitize your skin. Absolutely not. Next, we have a multi-brand offer, and this is where we get into a bunch of different products. So it's 50% off Discover brand. So we have the Hey Honey Trick and Treat Concealer. It's $36 regularly, but it's gonna be $18. There's only 2 shades, which is kind of sad and pathetic. Light medium and medium dark. Ingredients: water, titanium dioxide. That may actually have some sunscreen kind of effects, but definitely don't use it as a primary source of sunscreen. But I just figured I would mention that. It's not marketed as a sunscreen in any way. And then we have caprylic and capric triglyceride, which will make your skin feel smooth. Then there's a silicone. We also have talc. The 9th ingredient is alcohol. There's some propolis in there, so if you're vegan, this is not a vegan ingredient. I don't think this is a vegan brand. I'm pretty sure there's honey or some kind of bee product in all of their products. I think so. And then there is parfum in here. I have used this concealer and I do like it. I find it is a bit difficult to spread out evenly. It is a very thick product. It kind of reminds me of the IT Cosmetics concealer. It's just a very thick product. I do like it, but if you do have fine lines, it may settle into your fine lines worse than other concealers. It's okay. It's fine. If you want to try it, I'm not saying that it's a bad product. I just haven't had fabulous experience with it. The Persona lip glosses are on sale. The Season 1 lip gloss, $16 is going to be $8. There's 7 shades. Ingredients of note: ethylhexyl palmitate, sweet almond oil, shea butter, and avocado oil. Ethylhexyl palmitate, of course, for environmental reasons. The other ones you may be sensitive to due to allergies. That's why I wanted to mention them. I've never tried these lip glosses, so I can't speak to them. They look like a relatively typical lip gloss formula, though. Okay, let's get back into some skincare-y kinds of things. The Root, the Girlfriend, Skin Loving Glow Primer. $50 is going to be $25. Now, I did do a full video on how to find a great primer. I will put that down below. This is a dimethicone-based primer, so this may be pore filling. There's also water in here. There's a bunch more silicones. And then the 6th ingredient is passion fruit seed oil. And I was like, that sounds like something it's maracuja oil. I was like, oh, I never made that connection before, that passion fruit seed oil and maracuja oil were the same thing. Maracuja oil is fantastic for moisturizing the skin. It's a great ingredient. It's also skin soothing and an antioxidant. Other ingredients to note: there's peptides in here, there's ceramide in here. This looks like a really, really great, not only a pore filling primer, but also a great skincare product. And at the $25 price point, absolutely, this looks really, really, really good. And this is probably the thing I'm actually most excited about. There's a lot of really weird stuff coming up, but this one I'm actually really excited about. If I didn't have a billion primers, I would probably purchase this one myself. Next, we have the Arcona Wine Oil. It's like, whoa, that's really interesting. So automatically I'm thinking this is gonna have a ton of antioxidants in it, and it does. It's $58, it's gonna be on sale for $39. So grapeseed oil is the #1 ingredient, great antioxidant. Resveratrol, it might protect the skin's surface and it might fight against free radical damage. It also could brighten the skin, and it also could calm redness in the skin, which I thought was really cool. That giant knotweed extract we talked about earlier, it's another antioxidant. There's grapeseed extract, and that is where the good things end, unfortunately. Thankfully, they are in the top, but then we get into some things that I wish they hadn't put in here. It's a lot of fragrance oil. We have something called spruce oil or Canadian hemlock oil, which kind of freaked me out at first, but it's not the same as regular hemlock. It's a grapefruit-like scent. There's lots of information on this on essential oil websites, but not so many on cosmetic websites, so that makes me feel a little about it. There's also clove leaf oil, which may be an irritant to people, especially after repeated use. There's orange peel oil, cinnamon leaf oil. All antioxidants could be good, but also could be skin sensitizing. So you have to decide what's best for you there. I would not. The last ingredient in here is glycerin, which is the humectant, but I love that there's so many antioxidants in here, but I hate that they put so many skin sensitizing ingredients a little bit further down in the ingredient list. There's only 10 ingredients in this product, so maybe they're in a smaller concentration. There's really no way to know, but unfortunately I can't recommend this one either. Moving on to Thursday, the 19th, we have a bunch of lashes on sale, and they look like they have a bunch of different sizes. There's some really big ones, a lot of really big ones, but there's also some smaller ones. So if you've never tried lashes, this may be a time to try them, maybe. If you've never tried lashes, just a couple of tips. Definitely buy the smallest ones that you can find, because when you put on fake lashes for the first time, it can be a little bit, whoa. Especially if you get them too big. So definitely start off really, really small and work your way up so you can find ones that are right for you. Make sure you have lash glue. A lot of these do not come with lash glue, so make sure you have that. That's necessary, of course. But unfortunately, I can't really speak to these particular styles because I haven't tried any of these, but you know, lashes are nice. I like wearing lashes. I think it makes my face look good. Okay, we have the Shiseido Essential Energy Moisturizing Cream. I find Shiseido to be kind of hit and miss in their ingredient decks. It's $24, the regular price is $48. So number one ingredient is water. Then we have a silicone, we have dimethicone, there's a texture ingredient. And then the fourth ingredient, denatured alcohol. Wah, wah, wah. Bad idea, Shiseido. They use it to dry down the product so the product dries down better, but unfortunately it does over time damage the skin's barrier. It is one of my least favorite ingredients to see in any cosmetic, especially in face moisturizers and things that sit on the skin. Just, not good. They do have some glycerin in here, which could pull moisture back into your skin. Then there's betaine, which helps to balance the skin's hydration. It's a humectant, it's an anti-irritant, and it might temporarily plump the skin. So this might account for why there's so many positive reviews of this. And then when you read the negative reviews, they're all from people that have used it for a longer period of time. So when you first get it, you may be like, oh, my skin looks really plump and it feels really hydrated, it feels really good. And then over time, as the alcohol kind of does its thing on your skin, you start noticing, this may not be so good for my skin. So that kind of explains why the reviews on Ulta's website are so hit and miss. Other ingredients to note are myristol myrostate. That is an ingredient that is high on the comedogenic scale. So if you have acne-prone skin, this comedogenic scale is kind of... It's not really done in a way that we can 100% apply it to the face. It's done on animals sometimes. It's done on people's backs when it's done on humans. So our face skin is definitely going to be different than animal skin or back skin. So you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt. But if you find that ingredients that are highly comedogenic are problems for you, you probably want to stay away from this product, especially with the SD alcohol in there. Just There's fragrance in here, and then there's hexylcinnamol, limonene, linalool, citronellol, satsuma peel extract, which is Japanese citrus fruit. So tons of fragrance in here. It might feel good on your skin temporarily, but you could be doing damage to your skin over a long period of time, and you can spend $24 on something that's going to help your skin. I definitely don't recommend this one. All right, 50% off the Clinique Acne Solutions Clinical Clearing Gel. It's gonna be $9 to $13.50, so that's very inexpensive for a Clinique product. The active ingredient in here is 1% salicylic acid, which is kind of in the lower to mid-range level of salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is a BHA chemical exfoliator. Its job is to go into your pores and kind of clean out the dead skin cells out of your pores, which could help you have less acne because you don't have that clogging of your pores from those dead skin cells. I know that sounds good right now, but wait till I tell you what the first ingredient is. It's denatured alcohol. Why? Why, Clinique? You've been in this market for so long. Why? Why are you doing this? Second ingredient is water, then there's a texture ingredient, then there's witch hazel. Witch hazel is an astringent, so it's gonna make your skin kind of tighten up. It might help reduce swelling in your skin. It could help repair broken skin. It could fight bacteria. It could absorb oil. Some people are sensitive to it though. There is a brown algae in here that's kind of a moisturizing ingredient. It's skin soothing. This is the thing. All right, salicylic acid is a fabulous ingredient for acne prone skin, but denatured alcohol is not. No, please, no, this is a no. You could be doing more harm than good. No, definitely not. Are you ready for me to actually recommend some things? Yay! Okay, so let's move on to the Cover FX primers. I saw all these primers listed and I was like, do I really gotta go through all these thing primers? I did, because I can't not. So they're gonna be $19. They do advertise them as fragrance free, but unfortunately some of them do have oils in them that some consider to be fragrances, but we're gonna get to those in a second. We'll get there. So the first one is the Water Cloud Primer Plus Pollution and Blue Light Defense. So then I fell down a rabbit hole of anti-pollution skincare and blue light filter skincare. So the big problem with anti-pollution, things that are advertised as anti-pollution, is that you can pretty much label anything anti-pollution. I could label the Smoky Glow palette from Midas Cosmetics anti-pollution if I wanted to. I could market this hairspray as anti-pollution and there's nobody there to stop me because it is not regulated. You can label anything anti-pollution, so you can't really take it seriously. And the thing is that a lot of ingredients are antioxidants. They, help, they're anti-pollution naturally, but that doesn't mean that every product that has antioxidants in it is going to be advertised as anti-pollution. So it is a buzzword. It's a little hokey and wonky right now. One thing that this product does have in it that's kind of I guess I can see where it may be anti-pollution, is something called PVP. And the idea is that it puts a film over your face to kind of protect your skin from anything else. So that's kind of interesting. It's gonna lock in the moisture. It's paired with water and glycerin, so it's gonna pull that moisture into your skin, lock it in. There's silicones that are gonna maybe fill your pores, maybe make your pores less noticeable. It looks like a really nice product. As far as the blue light goes, I started doing some research on blue light, and I realized as I was researching, I don't want to give you information that isn't complete, that feels like it's not as educated as I want to be. So I'm going to leave the blue light out of this video and do more research and possibly do a video on it in the future, because I don't want to give you information that's like half butted. I'm trying not to cuss on this channel. So I'm gonna leave the blue light part out, but as far as the rest of it, it looks like a nice primer. Then we get into the Dewy Skin Primer Plus Hydrating. And this is really weird because when I think of a dewy skin and hydrating primer, I would expect to see a lot of humectants, ingredients that are going to make your skin look more luminous. And that's not really what I personally saw. I saw a lot of silicone alternatives in here. So if you're an anti-silicone kind of person, this may be something you wanna look into, but I don't really see like the dewy skin and hydrating part until we get down to the 5th ingredient, which is squalane, which is a skin balancing ingredient. It is a nice moisturizer. It does help prevent transepidermal water loss. It looks like a nice primer as far as filling your pores, especially if you're looking for a silicone alternative. Definitely double check the rest of the ingredients, talk to a dermatologist just to make sure it's silicone free, because it's not advertised that way. You know, I don't think it would probably be worth full price, but $19 maybe. I don't know. I can't recommend this one as highly as the last one. The last one seems much better. Then they have a mattifying plus acne treatment primer. So again, we have the 1% salicylic acid. It's a lower percentage of salicylic acid, so if you haven't used it before, this may be okay for you to use. Definitely patch test just to make sure, especially if you have very sensitive skin. But if you've used salicylic acid before at a higher concentration, you may not see very many effects from this as a BHA. Number 1 ingredient is a silicone, and number 2 is something called willow bark extract, and it's a skin soothing ingredient, which is nice for people with red and irritated skin. There's water, there's more silicone, there's a texture ingredient, more silicones, and then there's something called bilberry fruit extract, which is similar to blueberries. It's an antioxidant and it's skin calming, so that's kind of nice. Glycerin and more silicones. Definitely note in here that there's orange fruit extract and lemon fruit extract, so the citrus extracts are just, that's what I was talking about as far as the fragrance in here. Like, I guess technically they could say they're not a fragrance, but I think a lot of people would say that those extracts are fragrance ingredients. I don't know. You just have to kind of decide. None of it's regulated. None of it's regulated. So yeah, that's a thing. I mean, as far as this being some kind of acne treatment, if you're not used to using salicylic acid, maybe a little bit. It's more a skin calming product along with being a pore filling primer. So if you need skin calming and pore filling, this may be a good one for you, other than the citrus extracts, because that kind of sucks. The blurring primer and pore minimizing primer is basically just a silicone primer with a little bit of oil absorbing properties in it. It just seems overpriced for something that seems that basic. So you could probably get something cheaper, but it probably does fill pores. But it's not fancy in any way. The gripping plus firming primer, I'm curious to know what they're talking about as far as the firming, because I couldn't find anything that looked like it might be skin firming. Again, it's just a lot of silicones, really. There's something called polysorbate 80 in here, which helps substances that wouldn't normally mix easily. So maybe that's what's helping it grip, like your foundation grip, like it's like helping everything kind of mix together and hold onto your face, maybe, I don't know. There's a humectant, there's a texture ingredient, another humectant, more silicone. I mean, I honestly don't know about this one. I don't see anything that seems particularly bad in it, but I don't see anything that looks great in it. And the last thing on that day is the Saint-Tropez Self Tan Classic Bronzing Mousse. It's 8 ounces, $21. Its number 1 ingredient is water, and then you have the self-tanning ingredient. It reacts with amino acids on the skin surface to darken your skin tone. There's a texture and skin softening ingredient, and then we have a humectant, and it's a penetration enhancer, and then another humectant, a solvent, an emulsifier, a coloring agent. But this is where it all kind of goes south, is there are It's like a cocktail of all of these like fragrances and skin sensitizing things. Like, it's bad. So we've got parfum, we've got sodium metabisulfite. It's an antioxidant, but it could be skin sensitizing. We have limonene, linalool, hexylcinnamol, benzyl salicylate, butylphenol, methyl propanol, citronellol, hydroxycitronellol, and then one called alpha isomethyl ionone. From Paula's Choice, which is an ingredient website that I use and then back up with other sites, they had a really good explanation on there. They say it's a volatile fragrance and flavoring agent that must be listed on products that contain it due to its risk of causing a sensitized reaction at concentrations as low as 0.001%. It's an ingredient to avoid if you have sensitive skin, especially because it's almost always combined with other volatile fragrance components such as linalool and eugenol, and that is what's this product. I absolutely cannot recommend this product, as far as I don't want you to have sensitized skin, because it's annoying and you don't want that for your life. So I definitely do not recommend this at all. All right, last day we're gonna do today. Aren't you glad I just did 3 days? It's already a long enough video, it is. This one's a good one though. I'm glad you hung out this long. So this is a good one. We got the Benefit Cosmetics Bag Gal Bang Volumizing Mascara. If you made it to this point, I want you to put a little star emoji down in the comments down below, because we're gonna talk about space. This is the advertisement for it. This is fun. Okay, so the gravity-defying formula contains Aero-Particles, one of the lightest known materials derived from space technology. I Googled Aero-Particles, and you know what I found? Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. I found nothing else. Go ahead and do it if you want to. Test it. Google Aero-Particles and see what comes up. There's nothing about space. I even typed in Aero-Particles space. Nothing. It is a term that it looks like Benefit made up, but I asked the collective brain on Twitter, and of course, they came through and they figured out what ingredient it was that they were talking about. It's an ingredient called silica silicate. It's also known as aerogel. Merriam-Webster says aerogel is a solid material of extremely low density produced by removing the liquid component from a conventional gel. Here's some pictures of it. It looks super, super cool. NASA does use it for a variety of purposes, and most recently it looks like there's a company called Toasty Feet, and they're using it to create insoles that resist heat loss and heat gain. So there you go. Why the world is it in a mascara? Well, let's find out. It uses a thickening agent, and it helps the formula kind of disperse other ingredients so that they all go in there and are mixed evenly. That's its purpose. Its purpose is not to keep something light. And also, you know, look at the ingredient list real quick. Look how many waxes are in this product. So many waxes. I have a feeling anything this aerogel was gonna do to lighten up this mascara, it's gonna be weighed down by all of those waxes. So the advertising that this is gonna make your lashes not weighed down, no. It's also extremely low down on the ingredient list too. I actually did try this mascara when it first came out. I was not a fan of it. I know some members of the community really love this mascara, find it to be nice and volumizing. I did not find that for my lashes. I found it to be a little bit volumizing, a little bit lengthening, but at the price point, I didn't think it was worth it. Honestly, I feel like there are so many good drugstore mascaras from Essence, from L'Oreal, from Maybelline, and I feel like those are so much better than some of these high-end mascaras, and that's what I would recommend. Especially Essence, because I believe they're cruelty-free. So yeah, no, don't recommend this one. Becca has on here 2 products, a lipstick and a lip liner. Ingredients of note in the lipstick: lanolin oil, avocado oil, soybean extract, ethaxyl palmitate, barley extract, wheat extract, fragrance, and carmine. I know some of those are trigger ingredients for some people. If those are not ingredients that disagree with your body and your skin, then this may be something to try. It looks like a pretty neat formula list, but there's lots of common allergens in here, so beware of that. The lip liners, again, never tried them, but ingredients of note, guess what? This one's got space particles in it. This lip liner has silica silicate in it. Isn't that funny? But they didn't advertise it as a lip liner that's gonna shoot you off into space and be super light or whatever. They just put it in there to help the ingredients mix or whatever, so. Ethaxyl palmitate and carmine. So I do give them credit for not using the space marketing on there, but yeah, I mean, it just looks like a typical lip liner formula. It doesn't look like anything extra magical. I can't speak to the performance of it. All right, next one, proceed with caution. This is probably the one that freaks me out the most, especially for anybody with sensitive skin. It's the Exuviance Performance Peel AP25. It's about 40 bucks on sale. All right, it's a two-step process. So what you do is you put on the peel stuff and you leave it on, and then you neutralize it with the neutralizing part. So it's 2 steps, and they say it's 10 minutes, but if you're feeling any kind of bad effects, you're supposed to put the neutralizing stuff on to stop it then. It's 25% glycolic acid, which is pretty intense. There's also something called PHAs in here. Glycolic acid is an AHA. PHAs are something else. They may help you to keep your elastin and collagen production going. They're also antioxidants, and they also might help your skin to heal from damage. PHAs don't penetrate as deeply as AHAs, so they're not quite as harsh on the skin as AHAs are. But 25% glycolic acid is a lot. There's a lot of warnings under this product for very, very good reason. I'm going to put them up on the screen right now. Avoid contact with eyes, lips, and mucous membranes. Don't put it on sunburn or inflamed skin. If you're using any topical prescriptions, especially retinoid, make sure you talk to your doctor. Don't do microabrasion, electrolysis, waxing. Make sure you're using a sunscreen with it. I mean, this is a very, very intense product. So if you decide to purchase this, because it may be very effective for some people, if you feel anything that feels wrong on your face, you've got to get it off like quickly. But I mean, based on science of these ingredients, it could do the things that it's claiming to do. It's just really, really harsh. So it scares me, but it may not scare you. Maybe you've done a lot of things like this and it doesn't freak you out. I don't know, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. I do want to note that there is methylparaben in here, so if you are sensitive to parabens, that's in there. The neutralizer is mostly water and glycerin, so nothing really alarming in there. I'm just gonna, humectant, bring some moisture into your skin after you've done the treatment. Just proceed with caution with this one. It could be very effective, but it scares me a little bit. And then finally, last product, we have the Philosophy Renewed Hope in a Jar SPF 30. And I don't think I've ever recommended a Philosophy product like ever, because usually they're not so good in the ingredient list. There's some okay things in here. So we have water, we have something called safflower olasomes, which I like safflower seed oil in skincare, so I looked it up, but it is quite different. It's really just to help the delivery of other ingredients. So we've got solvents and glycerin and moisturizer. There is glycolic acid in here, but it doesn't say what percent it is. So I'd be curious to know what percent glycolic acid is in here to know whether you should be using this with a sunscreen even when you're not using this product, because this product does contain 3 different types of sunscreen protecting against UVA and UVB. But if it has glycolic acid, you can't just use sunscreen just the day you use it. You have to use it for multiple days afterward as well. So if you do buy this, make sure you're continually using sunscreen even if you're not using this product every day. And then there's like silicones and stuff. I mean, it just doesn't look like it's got a huge bang for your buck kind of situation. There's lots of interesting ingredients beyond the preservative, but we're past that 1% mark, so we don't know how much they're actually going to contribute to how good this product is. Ingredients of note, there's fragrance in here, there's bismuth oxychloride, which is kind of a scratchy pigment. I'm not sure if it would affect your skin in a moisturizer as much as it would affect in an eyeshadow, but I just want to throw that in there. There's ethyl palmitate, and then there's silica dimethyl silicate. They're going into space too, apparently. It's the same thing. It's the Aero-Particles. Again, they're not advertising it, but it's because it's not a fancy ingredient. That's why it's in all this stuff. It's not fancy. Benefit is not fancy. So the verdict is it does have SPF 30, which is pretty good. It might give you some hydration, a little bit of anti-aging effects, but honestly, I don't think that it seems like it's worth even at the $19 price point. I think that you can do better. All right, that's it. That's our 3 days. Can you believe that was only 3 days? That's why I only did 3 days, because we had a lot to talk about. I'm hoping I'll be able to trim down the next video, because can you imagine 7 days of this? I blame the sea monkeys and the space gel stuff. That's what I blame for the length of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe before you go. And if you would like to watch another one of my videos, YouTube should be recommending a video down there for you to watch. Please participate in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness down in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on these products, especially if you've used them before. Mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.